If you want to learn about how you can ride your horse 20 miles along the Atlantic Ocean, as well as support the American Heart Association at the same time, stay tuned to Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. Today we're at Lakewood Camp and Resort. We're focused on the American Heart Association's 21st annual Horseback Ride-a-thon that will be held here at the resort this weekend. And we're visiting with Leon Todd, kind of the sheriff of this weekend's event. Leon, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Nice to be here this morning.
Incredible opportunity to think about your commitment. All week we've been highlighting so many of the volunteers that are focused on the Ride-a-thon who either support the Heart Association or just love horses and want to get out on the beach. And I think you're a mixture of both.
Yes, I am.
You've been, tell the viewers a little about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
I've been in Myrtle Beach all my life, 51 years.
51 years?
Yes, sir. And I've been messing with the horses, well, ever since I was a young boy, 15, 16 years old, I've messed with horses.
Is that?
I don't have any right now, but I still love to ride.
You will be out here this weekend.
Absolutely.
You've been active with the Heart Association, the Ride-a-thon, for almost 2 decades now. I saw that.
19 and a half years we've been doing this.
That is amazing. The love of horses is such a recognition. I mean, when they love horses, they truly love horses. When you see the kind of crowd that'll be out here, almost 1,000 riders will be out here this weekend. Registration began yesterday. It continues today. Folks can even begin riding today. They can't ride that whole 20-mile stretch, but they can get out and ride, I think, 3 or 4 miles.
Right.
Saturday's the big day, of course.
Saturday's our big day. They can go down on the beach today and tomorrow, and they can ride down as far as Springmaid Pier. But they can't go any farther than that. We'll have to turn them around and bring them back. But then Saturday, full ride Saturday.
Mm-hmm. That's almost 20 miles.
It is 20 miles. We've measured it off from this point up 10, back 10. That gives you a total of 20.
Leon, do you have family here in the area?
Yes, sir, I do. All my family's here at Myrtle Beach. We've lived here all our life.
Do you have any children? Do you mind me asking?
I have a son. He lives in Easley, South Carolina.
Ooh,
He's the only one that's not here right now. He and my grandson.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And is he a rider?
He used to be. He still rides, but he rides steel horses now, motorcycles.
And you're a steel horse rider.
Yes, sir, I am.
I think we see that on your on the
yes,
shirt
sir.
There.
B&M Roadhouse.
That's right across from the post office.
Yes, sir, it is.
Beach.
Right at the corner of 6th Avenue North and Highway 17.
That's a new place. Is that just
yes,
open
sir.
recently?
We've been open since Valentine's.
Okay, so almost you'll be celebrating a year soon.
Yes, sir.
That's fantastic. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about your initial involvement with the Ride-a-thon? What prompted you to get involved?
Well, I bought some horses a little over 20 years ago and started riding, and then one of the main things, my dad, when he was 40, which this month is 32 years ago, Dad had a heart attack. And that's a young age, 40. And that really kind of opened my eyes up, and of course, as I got older, it made me think about myself. And so this is one of the finest and worthwhile causes that I can think of that I can do a little bit for and help.
Very definitely. The great thing is also, and I'm sorry I didn't mention it earlier, you've been with Verizon almost 3 decades.
Yes, sir.
And you've got a company that enables you to get out and volunteer for great organizations
Absolutely.
locally, to give you the time not only to come out here and tape, but to give you the opportunity to get out and support an incredible organization like the Heart Association.
Yes, sir. I have. They stand behind me in doing this.
You've been with them almost
29 and a half years.
Is
been
that
with them.
Right? That's amazing. What's that been like? Some of the changes within that company over that?
Nothing like it used to be. It's so much different. So much different. Modern technology, and that goes along with what we're doing here. With all the money we raise, it helps with the Heart Association's modern technology. You know, more experiments with things, and people living a lot longer now because of it.
Very definitely. And to be able to see some of the ways some of the funds are used with either events like the Heart Walk or the Heart Ball or the golf tournament, but particularly the Ride-a-thon, this is unique within the Heart Association throughout the country, the opportunity to have an event like this. And when you see riders who are coming in from all over the country, what's that like?
It's a great feeling. You see these people come down. a lot of them don't, they live inland, so they're not accustomed to the beach here. They've got a few lakes and maybe some rivers they can ride around, but when they get to come down here to the big pond, it's a lot different for them. So, and seeing the different people that we've seen year in and year out that continue to come just for the ride and for the purpose of helping us out. It's a wonderful thing.
That's given you a reason to get involved and remain involved these last 20 years. Even though you're not riding, I think it was Tammy Eves, the director of the Heart Association, who kind of called you the sheriff and overseeing the event, the opportunity to be right there as folks are coming in, whether you're a vendor or you're a rider, if you're going to be out here helping keep the riders excited all weekend long. They started arriving, I guess, yesterday. They'll be here tomorrow and Friday and obviously getting ready for Saturday. And they can even ride Sunday. What about your activities overseeing all that's going on out here?
Well, being involved in it as long as I have, and the people that continue to come back, they all know me, and I'm kind of a wild and crazy guy. I love to have a good time, but when you're serious, you're serious. And everybody knows me. So I'm kind of like the unnamed sheriff. You know, if they have a problem, people know to look for me, and I take care of everything that goes on around. I patrol, make sure nothing gets out of line, make sure everybody has a good time. That's one of the most important things. People come here to ride and have a good time. So that's what we want to make sure happens. They ride and they have a good time.
For the viewers who'll be down here this weekend, or for the viewers who may not have yet signed up, who are planning on coming down or excited about the event, where would they see you? They'd really just see you all over the place.
All over. I don't hang around in one spot any length of time. I'm on the move.
Very definitely. And covering so many activities. How about working with Lakewood Camping Resort? What's that been like? You've already gotten to know the Perry family and their involvement.
Yes, sir. I've known the Perrys for quite a few years. And great people to work with. The people here at Lakewood have been absolutely fabulous to us.
Leon, how has the Ride-a-thon changed over the last 2 decades that you've been involved?
It's gone from a handful to a city full. When we first started, there was just a handful of us. And now, there's thousands of us that come down and ride. And it used to be, you could put this thing together in a day or two. Now it takes all year planning for this event.
Do you miss riding the event, or are you just as excited to be kind of the sheriff?
Well, I do miss riding. I still ride horses occasionally. I've got a lot of friends of mine who have horses, so I'm still active in riding from time to time. But, yeah, I do miss the riding part. But it's a lot of fun hanging around the riders, being here, greeting them, and kidding around with them and taking them out.
To get a viewer excited, what's the most enjoyable thing you love each year about the Ride-a-thon?
There's the camaraderie that goes on here. Just people coming from all over. We have people from Canada, Florida, Georgia, Virginia. They're from all over, and they come here. They meet each year, and they get to see people they haven't seen in a year. And it's the camaraderie. Everybody really loves it, has a good time.
If you're out this weekend, you'll see Leon Todd, the designated, quote, sheriff of the event, who'll be out here making sure everything goes off. A guy who used the word camaraderie to recognize the love of seeing so many riders who come from all over the country. Camaraderie is the word that's been used almost all week long, highlighting the Ride-a-thon. Come out and see that camaraderie in action. Leon, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure.
Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Lakewood Camping Resort in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the 21st Annual American Heart Association Horseback Ride-a-thon, which will be held here at Lakewood this weekend. And we're visiting with one of the organizers of the event, Linda Weber. Linda, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Incredible opportunity all week to highlight the Ride-a-thon. This is the 21st Annual Ride-a-thon and all the effort that goes into that. It should be a spectacular couple days. Obviously, folks began registering yesterday. They're out here today registering. They can surely be here tomorrow, as well as even register as late as Saturday for the ride that'll be, 20 miles?
Yes, it will be 20 miles. Up 10 miles, back 10 miles. It'll be a great ride.
Have you ever ridden on the ocean?
Yes, in fact, Greg, I have to tell you that it is probably one of the highlights for me of living on Myrtle Beach.
Is that right?
Yes.
The opportunity to ride out on the beach.
Yes. When I was a small child, I always thought about owning a horse, probably as every young girl does. And then came to Myrtle Beach, and when I came here, I discovered that that's a real plus. Any person who has ever dreamed of owning a horse and riding on the beach, its dreams come true. Dreams.
And dreams are what are recognized here this weekend. I know a lot of folks have said that. I don't think I mentioned to the viewers, you were the co-owner and managing partner of the Coastal Carolina Business Journal. And I guess that's one of the reasons probably you're in Myrtle Beach. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself? Are you originally from the area?
No, I'm not. Actually, I'm from Boston, as you probably picked up on when I said hello, and relocated here for the purpose of coming to Myrtle Beach and opening up the Coastal Carolina Business Journal magazine. Yeah.
How long have you been here, Linda?
3.5 years in Myrtle Beach, 4.5 years in South Carolina.
Do you have family here?
I do. A husband and a daughter and a son. My son is 13, and his name is Michael, and my daughter is 11, and her name is Demi, also a horse rider.
Is that right?
Oh, well, a pony rider.
Now, you're an equestrian. You're an equestrian lover.
I am.
You are.
I am.
An enthusiast at that.
I am. I'm excited to think that maybe we'll get you on the back of a horse soon.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Yeah, well, sitting on this stool today, it feels like I'm already experiencing a horse at some level.
Well,
I guess it's nothing like being on a horse.
It isn't. My horse makes me a better person, and I think that if you talked to any true enthusiasts, they would tell you the same thing. Makes me a better person.
Really?
Yes.
Well, with all the politics going on leading up to last Tuesday's election, to think about all that, we were hearing so much about bettering the community, better South Carolina, better Horry County, better PD. It was amazing to hear the word better has been used so much, but to think about being a better person and getting on a horse to do that is a great thing. Speaking of the Coastal Carolina Business Journal, how long has that been in existence?
Let's see. It was the October edition of the magazine started the first edition of the 4th year.
Okay.
Yes, so it's doing well.
What region's covered by the journal?
The magazine is distributed to business decision makers at the place of work from Little River down to Georgetown. So it covers Horry and Georgetown counties and inward through Loris and Conway.
And what's the magazine's primary focus?
Well, it's pro-business, and it supports economic development. And I've coined it easily for people to understand. It's kind of a cross between People and Newsweek, but on a local level. And I dare say that every month you'll open it up, and there'll be someone that you know in that magazine. It's so closely knit, this community, that you can open it up and you'll know someone in there. Everyone will know someone in there when they see it.
Sure, and a lot of our viewers are obviously familiar with another co-publication, the Florence and PD Area Business Journal, that I think is co-produced with the folks that you own this magazine with. How long have you been involved in supporting the Heart Association, Linda? Had you been involved prior to coming to the Grand Strand, coming to the Myrtle Beach area, up in Boston, for instance?
Yes, I was. Greg, my father, like so many other people, had surgery, and it touched myself and everyone that knew me and my family in a way that the Heart Association became pretty much something that I'm dedicated to year-round, not just for the Heart Ride, but year-round, to support that organization. Would you think that is one of the primary reasons that got you active with the Heart Association's Ride-a-thon, or was it... Well, my daughter and I were becoming familiar with the Grand Strand, and we were riding down 17 and suddenly saw oodles, as my daughter terms it, of horses at the Air Force Base. So I pulled in and said to her, I promise you, next year we will be doing that. So once I made a promise to my 11-year-old, there it was. So then we went out, and I got a horse, she got a pony. We found out what the organization was. Once I knew it was the Heart Association, I was all locked in then. And now I'm an avid believer in the ride and, of course, the Heart Association.
What's your involvement with this year's event?
Well,
other than as a rider, excuse me.
Right, but well, there are different facets to this. This ride is very, very well organized, and different facets have to be covered. My particular involvement is to check the Coggins, and that's just a test that's taken. It's a blood test that a sample of blood is drawn on the horse just to make sure that there's nothing that the horse carries in terms of being a communicable disease for other horses.
So you'll be doing you'll be checking all the Coggins tests. Will you actually take a test? You'll take blood samples or?
No. Every horse that comes through will have a Coggins test, and that test is performed by their veterinarian. The Coggins test is good for 1 year, and so I will check to make sure that the information is all in line.
Now, you said your daughter and you will both be riding in the ride-a-thon. Do you have any other family members who'll be riding? Or friends or family who'll be riding?
Well, I do. I have many friends that will be riding in the ride-a-thon, but my family will be put to work.
They'll all be out here working.
They will.
Well, I'm sure I'll see them out here. I will not be riding, so of course I'll see them out here. How does your daughter benefit from her participation in the ride-a-thon? Or any other family members, or what's the big motivating factor for?
Right. Well, as I said, we have the good fortune of being able to ride on the beach 6 months a year, which is wonderful. But that particular ride-a-thon, first of all, she touches a lot of people by raising money, and she's been able to educate herself to understand how important the Heart Association is. And then the actual ride itself, for my daughter, she would just tell you, I just want to put my saddle on my pony and ride with 1,000 other horses, which is something that very few people in life really ever get to do. That's the best thing for her, making friends.
And you think across the board that would be one of the best things for all the riders who are involved in the event this weekend? If there's anything in particular that viewers who may want to come down here and be here for the ride-a-thon, who may not have yet registered, who can come in today or tomorrow, or even on Saturday?
Right. Well, if you own a horse and you have a horse that loads and you have a trailer, you should come. You should just come, because once you've done it, you will do it again and again and again for the experience of riding your horse on the beach. And the trickle-down effect will be the Heart Association will get some well-deserved money.
Very definitely. You heard Linda Weber say it. If you own a horse that loads, if you've got a trailer, a truck to get them down here, get down this weekend, get in today, get in tomorrow, come in and see Linda. She'll be out checking the Coggins test. You can see her and her daughter and the family out here supporting the Heart Association and making a committed effort to get out in the Atlantic Ocean and be with a heck of a lot of other riders. Linda, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
So you're going to ride Buddy this weekend, right?
I'll definitely get out this weekend.
All right. I'm going to hold you to it.
Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Lakewood Camping Resort in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the American Heart Association's 21st annual horseback ride-a-thon that'll be held here at the resort this weekend. And we're visiting with the chairperson for this year's parade, costume contest, and chili cook-off, Julie Phillips. Julie, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Glad to be here.
Incredible all week thinking about all the activities going on for so many riders. I think we're expecting almost 1,000 riders this weekend.
That is correct.
To be here for an event that is almost once in a lifetime. The opportunity to get out here, to ride on the ocean, to support the Heart Association, and to get out and see the parade and the cook-off and the contest that you're going to be overseeing. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about that?
Absolutely. This is our first year with the parade and the chili cook-off. The parade, we'd like to invite anybody who would want to come and partake in it. You don't have to be a rider to participate. There's going to be several horses. We have saddle clubs participating, wagons, anybody who wants to come. That's going to be something really big, and it'll be through the campground itself. We have a regular parade route set up. The costume contest will be directly after that. So if you want to dress for the parade, that'll be a given right there. If you don't want to dress, you don't have to. But if you want to participate in the costume contest directly afterwards, which will have prizes and plaques and trophies and things for that, for the winners, and we have a youth and an adult division in that.
And so that'll be held on Saturday?
That is Friday.
Oh, on Friday. Forgive me. Okay.
That's right. Friday afternoon is the parade lineup at 4:30.
Okay.
And the parade will start at 5, which we don't have to worry about it being a little bit dark because we do have the street lights. Everything's lit. And then, of course, we'll come back up here to the Information Center for the awards for the costume contest.
Golly, with so many going on and so many things going on, what about the in the chili cook-off? That's a new thing.
Absolutely. That's our first annual chili cook-off contest where we'd ask anybody who wants to participate who thinks they have a good chili recipe to come on in. Bring your cooker, your ingredients, anything you're going to need, and we'll have a judging. We're going to have silent judges on this particular event. And then we're going to sell the chili afterwards. But this is something we're going to try, and I think it's going to work really well, because if we have a lot of people who can show what they can do with a pot of chili, this is the time to do it.
Definitely, and to get the folks at Lakewood Camp and Resort and their families involved, the folks who live here permanently or year round.
You don't have to be a rider to come.
Right.
You can come as a spectator and see what we've got. It's overwhelming to come here and see the amount of horses, 1,000 horses, a lot of horses, 2,000 people, with all the events we've got going on. We've got vendors set up for tack, for anything you can imagine. Right. We're like the largest fundraising event on the East Coast. It's amazing.
I'm sure. Julie, how long have you been involved with the Ride-a-thon?
Probably about 17 years.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Almost
I started
2
out
decades.
competing for the top fundraiser and raised a lot of money, started winning all the saddles, and the next thing you knew, there I was, working as a volunteer, steady with them and enjoying every minute of it.
And volunteer is the really opportune word.
Absolutely, and if anybody would like to volunteer, we definitely need you, because this year we've got a really good group of people working with us. We want more good people next year.
Yeah.
And we don't have a problem bringing anybody in, and bring friends with you.
So if folks wanted to volunteer as late as today, I mean, the ride is actually on Saturday, the
Absolutely.
parade and the cook-off, everything's on Friday.
Anytime. All you'd have to do, of course, like if you came right here on the weekend now,
Right.
just come up to the information center and someone can direct you. But if you want later on after the ride and you decide you want to, you can contact the Myrtle Beach Heart Association office, and I can give you that phone number. It's area code 843-626-3939.
Great.
Anytime during the year, because we're going to get started really early, probably in January next year, to get our ride going again.
Absolutely.
For 2003.
Get ready for 2003.
It's going to be bigger and better then.
I'm sure it will, particularly with the successful chili cook-off this weekend.
Absolutely. And our new parade and our costume contest.
Very definitely. What type of costumes do you expect folks will come out?
Well, actually, it's a holiday parade, so, whichever you want. Our theme this year is the Year of the Legend, so if you want to come as Billy the Kid, Annie Oakley, whatever you like. Just for the costume contest, we do have people dress their horses, not only themselves. So it's a lot of fun. It's different. It's a different type of costume contest, but we do always have a good turnout for that.
I can't wait.
The kids like it, but the adults like it just as much.
Oh, yeah, very definitely.
They get to be a kid for a while.
Speaking of the ride, Julie, will you be riding in the event?
Absolutely. I haven't missed a year yet.
Is that right? So
Absolutely.
all 17 years you've been riding.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Why do you think the Ride-a-thon is so important for the Waccamaw Division and for the American Heart Association?
Because of the research. This is what funds our research. You just think of what the medical community, how far we've come, excuse me, in research of heart disease and stroke, what we were 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Now we save lives like it's going out of style. And the reason they do this is because the amount of money that events like this bring in. People just giving and giving and giving. That's what it takes. Without that, there would be nothing. You wouldn't be able to put on a ride like this. There would be nothing to put it on for.
You're exactly right. That's a great point. The opportunity to support the Heart Association, not only the Waccamaw Division, but folks from all over the country are coming in here.
We have people coming from Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Alabama, you name it. They come because this is, like you said, it's a once-in-a-lifetime event. You don't get to ride such beautiful beaches that we have and spend a whole week. People make this a vacation. It brings a lot of revenue into our area, not just here at our campground, but these people come down on Wednesday. They get set up. They go to the Carolina Opry. They go to all the shows. They go out to dinner. They eat seafood. They're here at the beach. People make a big vacation out of this, and everybody in our community profits from it.
Absolutely.
They really do.
Very definitely. Julie, what do you like best about the ride?
The opportunity to meet all the people that come. It's a lot of families. You meet people from everywhere. You see all the horses. That's really amazing. Just working with the people to get this thing going. You have a lot of fun. It's hard work. But I think people coming together like this at the beach, riding your horse is an experience here on the coast. And it's just fun with the people, the food, the costumes, the parade, everything. It's just a fun event. You can't have any more clean fun than we have here.
You heard Julie Phillips say it. You can't have any more clean fun than you have here. The chairperson for this year's parade, the costume contest, and the chili cook-off. Come out here, whether you're a rider or not, get some chili in, buy some chili, eat some chili, get out and support all the folks who are making the Heart Association such a particular focus. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Julie.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Definitely. Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. We want to send a big thanks out to the Perry family and Lakewood Camping Resort, as well as to Tammy Eaves and all the staff and volunteers of the American Heart Association for making Carolina People such a great success.